and a slam jam.
Hello everybody, Legion just used duel. Wraith King saw it, he knows she doesn't have a duel, and I want this video to be a lesson in crucial mistakes that you can make as a carry, and then I'm going to show you what your teammates may do because of it. And in this case, I'm the one mid, and I make a game, not a game losing, but it ruined my game. It made my game way harder to play because I tried to make up for what my teammate wasn't doing. And I always talk about in my coaching sessions that if you're not doing your job on the map, that it's likely one of your teammates is going to try to do it. So the point of this video is to not only talk about the crucial mistake that this Wraith King makes, but also how bad of a mistake I make, and something that if you have the discipline, you won't make these mistakes that I make. And these are things that I think will apply a lot more the lower MMR you go. This guy is ranked 200 Immortal. I'm pretty surprised he makes a mistake like this. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Legion just used duel. And I've said if you're in a losing lane, which he is, he's level 5.5, Legion's like level 6.5, you have one responsibility, and that's to try to defend your tower. And of course, if the opponent brings 3 or 4 heroes, or you just literally can't walk up into lane, then don't defend your tower, right? You're not just supposed to feed. But this is an example where if nobody defends the tower, you can't just give towers away for free. That's a big deal. Legion doesn't have duel. So what happens here is the Wraith King, this is what we define as losing your lane and quote-unquote AFK farming. This is the big part, right? Is even though he lost his lane, what's stopping Wraith King from simply walking underneath his tower and defending it against a Legion that has no duel, a Quap who's not, like, is mid, and a Luna who's safe lane? It's like 7 minutes in the game, Legion plus a support is the max that can be top, and he's just giving free damage on this tower. And what ends up happening is he then, like, okay, reasonable. He wants to give a little bit of damage on the tower. Let's be honest. That may be reasonable. He wants his level 6. Maybe he doesn't want to die without his ultimate. So now he's going to get his level 6, right? Maybe he really wanted his level 6. He didn't think he'd get a single creep if he walked back to lane. Not only this, but the opponent is now showing heroes bottom. They're showing the Luna and the Witch Doctor, and you're about to see a Skywrath Mage TB. So now we see 3 enemy heroes bottom. And this is a perfect example of being an AFK carry who's basically contributing literally nothing to the game. And these are the type of things I really want you to try to avoid. 3 heroes are bottom, and he's giving up a tower to a Legion solo. These are the type of mistakes that you just will not see top carry players make. They don't give things away for free. And I want to emphasize to you carry players out there that try to get in the habit of defending your tower. That's the only thing that is your responsibility if you're having a bad lane. And the other option is if somebody else wants to do it, great. Like, let somebody else on your team do it. But this especially goes out to when there's a 3-on-3 engagement happening in the bottom lane. Not only does that mean that the opponent can't gank you because 3 heroes are bottom, but that also means that 3 of your heroes are bottom, so none of them can defend the tower. A lot of times, if you're AFK farming, there's going to be fights going on around the map, and there's just going to be your responsibility to defend this tower. So we talk about TPing to the dead lane, right? And as a mid player, I have limited experience in this because I don't play mid too often, but it's your job in other roles to not try to make up for what your Wraith King's doing. I can't emphasize enough what this Wraith King is doing is literally giving a free tower. And in Dota, it's all about a war for resources and a war for objectives. So I, in a panic or like a poor reaction, end up TPing top. And you're going to see the exact negative impact of me TPing top here. And this is why I try to tell people not to TP to their own safe lanes. And this is why if Wraith King makes that mistake, it can be even more costly if one of your teammates, like me, basically takes the bait and pays the price for it. Right here, right? I end up dying for it. We lose a tower. So this all starts with Wraith King not defending his own tier 1. And this is also compounded by a teammate making a mistake, which is me. So what I'm trying to hit 2 birds with 1 stone here. Please try to defend your tower whenever you can as a carry for all the fundamental reasons I talked about. as a mid offlaner, don't ruin your game by TPing to your own safe lane to make up for what your teammates are doing wrong. Because now I was having pretty much free farm. I was going to have Boots of Travel super early, and then I was going to be able to come online. Instead, I fall behind with Boots of Travel not online yet, and then suddenly, because I went for this like snowbally farm build, I end up having to spend 10 to 15 minutes recovering, and that makes my game a lot uglier. I end up dying probably 3 or 4 more times this game because of this death. So please, think about your job in the game, not only as the Wraith King who failed to do his, but as someone like myself in the mid lane who ruined their own game trying to make up for the ally messing up. I think my mistake is just as bad as his, and if either of us played it right, him playing it right, it would have been great because we defend our tower for free. Me playing it right, yeah, I give up a tower, but I don't lose this death, and I'm still farming mid, and I will have much better timings. So I really wanted to hit both of those things in this video. Wasn't Wraith King at risk of getting dove by Quap and Legion? He has his ultimate, man. Like, he can't just give up the tower for free, right? Like most games, the offlaner can't just single-handedly take the tower. I am 100% sure Wraith King should have defended that tower. And the second he gets gone on by Legion Quap, I TP and we defend the tower.